Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tuern, and welcome to my guide for Garakas. Garakas is the boss you will encounter in the Shores of Tuern, one of the first epic dungeons you will encounter in the game Neverwinter for the PlayStation 4, PC, or Xbox One. In order to access this boss, you must be level 70 with a gear score of 1600 or higher. However, for my guide, I'm personally going to recommend a gear score of 1850 or higher, especially since being around that recommended gear score, I've had trouble with this boss. We're going to go over two different guides for this boss guide. I'm going to tell you guys the strategy we use here in the fight, and I'm also going to give you guys another strategy that me and my guild members came up with. Unfortunately, we don't have footage of that, but I do have a diagram I made that makes the strategy really simplistic, and I honestly think that this is a lot easier of a strategy to use. We did get a chance to try this strategy out, and it worked out a lot better and easier, and we pretty much took Garakas down in one try. So I'll show you guys here on the screen right now. As you can see, I recommend for this strategy 2 tanks, preferably 2 Oathbound Paladins, 2 DPS, and 1 healer. 1 Oathbound Paladin, 1 Guardian Fighter will work okay, but that's just my recommendation to add, additional heals and buffs and things like that to the party. Now what you want to do is take each dragon's have 1 tank grab one and put it on the left side, 1 tank grab the other and put it on the right side, splitting a DPS between both dragons. Healer towards the back or the middle, so that way the hollowed ground, can affect them better. But if you're a newer healer, try to stay more towards the back, so that way you're not prone so much to AoEs. And keeping the dragons facing these walls will keep the dash attack from hitting everyone but the tank. But basically what you're going to do is just tank them and DPS them down, and then head straight to the boss from there. Now, by doing this, what you're doing is you're basically just keeping the healer safe and keeping the DPS from getting at risk from taking serious damage. Obviously, the DPS are going to want to stay behind the dragon, so that way they're not prone to the dash attack or any type of AoEs. Now, my recommendation for the boss, well, I'll give you guys that. That's pretty much the same strategy in both this one and in my second strategy. So we'll put that screen back up and show you guys how I deal with this. Now, for the boss, it's pretty simple. He's going to have 3 damage over time AoEs that can stack on each other, so make sure everyone watches their placement. But they're going to be to his west, south, and east side usually all the time. The tank wants to have the boss facing the wall, so that way his main AoE attack is only fired at the tanks. Even though you guys can absorb this damage, please try and dodge it as much as for the healer's sake. But DPS, you guys want to stay as close to the boss as possible, staying around him. So anywhere between his west, south, and east area of him, whatever you do not stand in front of him, because his attacks are deadly. Their AoEs, their damage over time, and also they can stack up on each other, so you guys want to take serious caution for that. Ranged players, you guys might have a bit of an easier time, but you're going to play a dancing game if you guys hang out around the edges of the arena. So I personally recommend staying behind Garakas, staying as close to him as possible, trying to be inside of him, but not too close to where you're going to get hit by that frontal AoE that he's firing at the tank. But anyway, guys, if this guide helped you, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. It's your boy Tuern, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace out, guys.
Let me get it light.